Everyone on this stage and in this room agrees about something. What we agree about is to be pregnant and young, to be pregnant from rape, to be pregnant and poor is a difficult, tragic, crisis-packed situation. We agree on that. And so there's no need to debate that. Today, the debate is about this. Is the act of abortion an ethical solution to what we all agree is a difficult problem? And in order to answer that question, we need to ask a question, and that question is this: do we believe in human rights? I'm going to guess it's safe to say we do. I believe in human rights. So next question is this: who gets human rights? Well, if children get children's rights and women get women's rights, then humans get human rights. So when do humans begin their lives? Science has taught us that beings which reproduce sexually begin their lives at fertilization or conception. They begin their lives at sperm-egg fusion. For it's in that moment that the one-celled embryo is alive because the embryo is growing. 2 cells, 4 cells, and so forth. We know in that moment the embryo is human because the parents are human. So here's another question. What do civil societies expect of parents? We expect parents to help, not harm their children. That is why there is universal outrage at news headlines that say things like, parents starve, kill, torture their toddler. Because we recognize the child should be reverenced by the parent. So when does parenthood begin? When does a male and a female suddenly become a father and a mother? Well, since offspring begin at fertilization, that you know at that moment that that individual is genetically distinct from the male and the female, and in that moment bears some genetic similarities, but is distinct genetically from them, and therefore where there is offspring, there is suddenly parents. And so because the act of abortion dismembers, decapitates, and disembowels the body of a child, it ought to be rejected. In fact, the United Nations, in its Declaration on the Rights of the Child, has said the following, I quote, "The child, by reason of his physical and mental immaturity, has rights to special safeguards and care before as well as after birth." End quote. The words of the United Nations. The United Nations has also adopted the Covenant on Civil and Political Rights. And in this document, it says, in countries where the death penalty is legal, it may never be done on a pregnant woman. Why? Why? What is the difference between a guilty woman who is pregnant and a guilty woman who is not pregnant in a country in which both women have committed a crime that their country says is deserving of the death penalty? What is the difference? In the body of one of those women is an innocent child. We might debate about whether guilty people should get the death penalty, but everyone agrees innocent people should never get the death penalty. And so the very fact that the United Nations is saying a pregnant woman may never get the death penalty even though she's guilty is because it would kill an innocent child. If it is wrong to kill a preborn child because or by way of the death penalty, it is wrong to kill the preborn child by abortion. Abortion will not unrape a rape victim. Abortion will not make a poor woman rich. And abortion will not turn a woman's frog of a boyfriend into a prince. What it does do is take away the human right to life of the youngest of our kind, preborn children. Thank you. single one of us on our bodies has a belly button, which is a reminder that every single one of us was once a child in the womb. We were once weak and vulnerable, and our powerful mothers could have decided to dominate and destroy us by saying, "This is your body given for me." But instead, in an act of love, our mother said, "This is my body given for you." It's what Tal said, Natan, to give is to receive.